Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another Minecraft discussion. My name is Kimberly Quinn. That's Giovanni, little G. And we are here today to have a wonderful talk with you. I got to move away from this babbling brook. It's wild because the snow all melted. So we skiers are going to do a dance, pull in the snow gods and make it all happen soon. But yeah, I'll just walk a little bit away from that just so it's so gorgeous, but then you can hear a little better. Okay, so I am super pumped on this beautiful day. Every day is a beautiful day to me, honest to goodness, you know. Even the rain, it all has its place, you know what I mean? Peaceful, serene, slows you down kind of thing. It's all good. Sunshine, everything. Snow, definitely. Okay, so what I wanted to chat about today was momentum versus goals. We touched on this a little bit, but I kind of want to pull together several great thinkers. And so I was inspired this morning by Simon Sinek, actually, because, well, for a couple of reasons, but I love that guy. He's talking about leadership and companies and things, but it also pertains to, you know, individual personal lives, because obviously it's our individual personal lives that come into the workplace to get it done, right? So this morning, I was just talking about this a few videos ago. Now, it's important here, you know, with the new year, or to have goals in general. So people really focus on the new year, you know, so, I guess, which is fine. But to have them, yes, we don't want to say goals are bad, goals are good. So, and when he was talking about it, he was talking about, you know, specific sales metrics, you know, having numbers. We're going to reach this much, or let's say in academia, acquire this many students or retain this many students. I don't like the word retain, though, at all. It sounds like a wall in a basement that keeps the water out. I don't know. So let's say, you know, increase levels of student success so they really want to stay and fulfill their commitment to graduate. Let's say that. It's more words, but it's better. Okay, so all of that is super, super important. We want to invest in that. But here's the thing, is what we're investing in is the process. People often get so focused on the numbers, and not only does it stick pins in our heads in the meetings, because people just zone out. They might be smiling and nodding at you, but they're thinking about where they're going for lunch usually, you know, because you don't like take so much of that. So to really get the main gist of, okay, we've got to increase this, whether it's sales or you know, it's student success, or it's whatever it is that fits with your career calling, and have that there so it's over here. But to really focus on the momentum. The momentum is what's important. Or we can even use weight. I use the weight example because that's a super popular one. I probably, without looking it up, I'm guessing that, or estimating, or whatever, hypothesizing, there you go, that's an educated guess, that probably the most popular New Year's resolutions have to do with money and weight. I'm guessing that, because that's what you hear out there, right? I'm going to lose this many pounds, either, you know, have that much in the bank, or whatever the money thing is, budgeting, getting rid of debt, whatever. So money and weight. So let's just say the weight example. You know, to say, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds or 20 pounds in 2023, or by July of 2023, or whatever. And then let's say, you know, life happens. Maybe you have some stress. Maybe you have, you know, some people might say, oh, excuses. Nah, just explanations. So let's say you do lose some weight, but it's, instead of 10 pounds, you lost 6 or 3 or 2. Anything that's in the positives, okay? It's just, in my opinion, also Simon's, it's so important to focus on the momentum, because you still lost weight, rather than being so focused on the 10 pounds or 20 pounds. And you're more apt to reach the 10 or 20 pounds if you think this way. And it's because the brain does not like, the mind does not like to be in a place of scarcity and thinking about what we can't have, and you know, being deprived. It just doesn't want that. And so there's going to be this sort of resistance, this underlying, kind of like putting something boiling on the back burner. It's just sort of there, and you kind of not thinking about it, but it's still boiling and doing its thing on the stove. That's what it's like. So it's still, I can't have this, I can't have this, I got to watch this, I got to count calories, I got to go into whatever app I chose and put in the five things I just ate, and that means I can't have this, I can't have dessert tonight, or I can't have dessert for 3 months because I went on a carb binge in the morning, or who knows. But when we stay with the momentum thing, we're so much more apt to be successful. And here's the thing is happier, because it's about the journey. It's about the journey, not the outcome as much. Okay, so now we're focused on expecting the best. Okay, but not to attach it to these numbers. Expect the best. So we're healthier. I'm losing weight because I'm healthier. I'm cutting down on carbs to be healthier. I'm losing weight by doing so. Great. I'm cutting down maybe from 2 glasses of wine at night to 1, or from 1 to none, or whatever. I'm doing that to be healthier. I'm cutting down on my sugar intake. Let's say I've got a bit of a sweet tooth, and I'm cutting down on my salt intake because of high blood pressure. All that's for health, because I love myself. I like myself. I love my family. I want to be around for me, and I want to be around for them. And this is why I'm making this slow and steady process, this to achieve, a better, some better health, be in a better place with health. It's way better. It's way better. It doesn't mean not to take accountability. It does. It definitely involves deliberate living, which means conscious decision making. So each and every, throughout the day, making choices about food and stuff with it. Not necessarily looking at the calorie count, just making choices. Maybe you're trying to cut down the carbs, have the burger without the bun. You know how it goes. And just because, and also, James, Atomic Habit guys, Atomic Habit guy, James Clear, I think is his name. I didn't actually plan to bring that in today, but he talks about that because people often give up on goals because they're not seeing results fast enough. If you focus on the momentum, that kind of eliminates that problem. Positive momentum. So the Atomic Habits thing, he says by the end of if you make 1% change, I forget the percentage, don't quote me, but it's very small, per day, that ends up being like, it's 37% over the year, whatever, I forget the total thing, but it's a small percentage. It means this much. We just kind of, basically, if we're just going forward in little bits, it all adds up in the end. And so many people, and that's why there's a million, ellipticals and treadmills and everything on Craigslist. And, by the 3rd or 4th week of January, because people are like, oh, what the heck, I don't want to do this. It's just, and we just back burner it and it's over. And so momentum, because it is about the journey. It sounds cheesy, but it's true. And actually, because I'm in very sticky snow right now, this is a good example too. This would make a very beautiful big snow person if I chose to do that at this minute, maybe after the video. So it's when we build and roll that snowball gets bigger and bigger and gains momentum, which for a negative thing is bad, but for a positive thing, it's really, really good. And to just realize that it's about the process and not sticking like super glue to a number for whatever reason, okay? And then Abraham Hicks is the other one, because I was listening to her earlier. I think it was today. It's all blending together. And she talks about something similar to what Simon said, only that how important it is from a gratitude standpoint to be grateful for each and every itty-bitty success along the way, because this is how more abundance comes to us, and more success in whatever way it is you're looking for it is going to come to us too. So let's say it's the food thing, and you go out, there's a planned, New Year's thing or post-New Year's thing or just a planned lunch, whatever. And you're like, okay, this is going to be hard. I'm with all my women friends, with all my guy friends, I'm with all my friends, period. And we're going to, a restaurant, and you just make one good choice, even though it's hard, because, everybody's trying to, indulging because you're all together, and just make one good solid decision. Doesn't mean you cut yourself, you totally deprive yourself. We said that's bad. But relative to what everybody else is doing, relatively to what you would be doing, okay, if you're just a little bit underneath that, that's a success. It counts. And so Abraham Hicks and Simon would say and Giovanni and myself would say to celebrate that, because you did that under circumstances where you really would have liked to have the banana split or whatever it is, or maybe it's French bread or baguette, I don't know. And if you're making good choices, if it's a money thing and you make small good choices as far as cutting up a credit card, just like actually cutting it up even before you pay it off, just cut it off, cut it up and throw it away, and then continue to pay on it. That's a success, because you can't continue to charge on it if it's cut up. So this is what I'm saying. Celebrate the little stuff. And as far as abundance-wise, the gratitude thing is huge here too. And it's part of the whole success thing, because we talked about this. Success is an inner process. It's not out here. All those intentions, all those inspirations are all happening, and it's an internal process. So it's very, very important to be grateful for every small win we have, because this is how more abundance comes to us. Remember, if the universe hears you saying, oh, I don't have enough of this, oh, I blew it, oh, I do, oh, I ate the kit, the universe is going to send more of what you don't want, more of being tempted and caving into chocolate truffles, more of spending money you don't have. It's going to bring all these more stuff to you, and more situations of deprivation and lack and feeling badly about yourself. Whereas if we're grateful, when we're grateful for all those little champion efforts, and we're grateful for all the little things that come our way. Maybe a friend says, you know what, I want to cut down the carbs too. Like, be grateful that she or he or they said something. That all matters, and it goes right like into the the good karma train going forward. And abundance wise, the universe says, oh, they're grateful. Let's send them more support. Let's make it easier. Let's send them more support because they're grateful, right? And you start to save money. Well, let's make it easier. Let's send them more money because they're so grateful for that $35 reimbursement they just got, which is extra, right? It feels extra anyway, because I guess you put the money out. But for me, it always feels extra. I got one yesterday, actually, $33.78. I was like, ooh, woohoo! Thank you. Money I put out a while ago for students' candy or something. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Who cares? So now it feels like additional income, additional money. So be thankful for each and everything. It's about the momentum, not the goals. Make them, but don't focus there. Focus on all the little efforts. It is about the journey in life in general. That's just it. The momentum, focusing there and being present in the moment, going forward always. That's how we win from within. Just saying. Okay, this is Kimberly Quinn signing off with little G at the Notch in Northern Vermont. Have a mindful day.